All right, thank you all for coming and attending today's press conference. We're going to start. Apologize for our delay, but nevertheless, we are glad to be here. And this press conference is needed. This demonstration is needed. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to introduce our host, our leader for today. I introduce you, none other than my big brother, Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz. Real quick, I've worked with him fighting for Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker, two black males in Mississippi who were tortured by six devilish, evil deputies in Rankin County. In our efforts over a year and a half fighting for that case, those individuals, those six deputies, are now eating cold grits in an Oklahoma prison. Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker lived through that ordeal. So today we're back here again. And let us not forget about the Emmett Till, as they just released his files on last Friday. And we're reviewing those files as of now, 70 years later. And yet we're here today. All the hate that's been perpetrated, those who have been profiled, singled out here in D.C., someone has to speak up. So I'm thankful today that Attorney Malik Shabazz is speaking up, and he's representing also the Black Lawyers for Justice on today. So I introduce to you none other than Attorney Malik Shabazz.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. John Barnett, one of the top freedom fighters in the United States of America, one of the top civil rights activists in the United States of America. Thank you for coming to support me.
Thank you.
I was surprised but not shocked. Let me have that there. I'll take that piece right there. Okay, come on here, Mr. Barnett, if you can. All right. We're always about justice, and that's what we're here to deal with, is justice. And come on, bring the easel, please. Just set them up on there. When they get ready, we'll bring them. When you get it set up right, we'll bring it here. Okay, so we're always about justice here, and justice is being challenged, but we still gonna stand for justice. Is that right?
That's right.
What do we want?
Justice.
And when we gonna get it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
And when are we gonna get it?
Now.
Okay, so my name is Malik Shabazz, MalikShabazz. I'm the national president of Black Lawyers for Justice. I'm a resident of Washington, D.C., and I'm here today because I'm not happy at all about what's going on in Washington, D.C.
That's right.
Upon the orders of the President of the United States, Donald Trump. I'm not happy about it, and that's why we are here for. We are here to announce that all of those who are suffering harassment, suffering illegal stops, suffering police intimidation in Washington, D.C., we are here to announce that help, that help has come. We are here to announce as lawyers that help has come. Some of those that are standing with me right now, they have been illegally stopped by federal police officers and by other police officers of the MPD. They have been stopped. They have been harassed. Some of them have been taken to court and taken to jail for no valid reason at all. And the president is increasing his threats to bring in more and more National Guard. And we got to be straight up from the beginning. We don't want the National Guard in our community. Is that right?
That's right.
We do not want the National Guard. We do not need the National Guard. We do not need any more federal police running around here harassing the residents of the District of Columbia.
That's right.
and we are against the military occupation of the District of Columbia and against the black community. And as lawyers, we are here to do something about it. So I'm making a call here, and that call is for anybody in the District of Columbia that has been stopped illegally, searched illegally, or harassed by any form of police, National Guard, federal police, or local police. We want them to text us right away. Text us right away at 240-688-0735. 240-688-0735. We are here to send a warning to every police officer who has become a minion or a foot soldier for Donald Trump. Every officer that has become a minion or a foot soldier for Donald Trump, we are going to sue you personally. In your individual capacity, every officer that is committing these violations, we are going to sue you personally as an individual, and we're going after your bank accounts, after your houses, after your car, after any and all of your assets, because we are not going to tolerate you all running around the District of Columbia like a band of criminals in the name of crime fighting on behalf of the chief criminal of the United States of America, and that is Donald Trump.
That's right.
We're not going to stand for it. And so we want you to call that number, 240, or text 240-688-0735 to the Black Lawyers for Justice hotline. Because as the police are invading the community, you are witnessing one group of lawyers and a group of men that are not going to lay down. Is that right?
That's right.
That's right.
Good job.
Every black man inside of the District of Columbia, most of them might have decided to lay down, but you have met one group of men, one group of lawyers, and a group of leaders here who are with me that are not laying down. They have disrespected. They have disrespected the mayor of this city, a powerful white man. Donald Trump has been bullying a black woman, the mayor of this city, Muriel Bowser, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about the way that this mayor is being pushed around and the way that this issue has been handled. So we want to say today that from this day forward, anybody that has been victimized, anybody that has been harassed, anybody that has been abused by the National Guard, by federal police, by Capitol Police, by Park Police, by MPD, by anybody with a badge on, following the lead of Donald Trump and his so-called crackdown on crime, we want you to call us right away, because they will be held accountable in a court of law immediately. We have here, we want to go over the rules here, because some people don't seem to know the rules here. The rules here must be known. What are your rights against the police department in the District of Columbia? If you're a resident, what are your rights against the National Guard? What are your rights against the federal police?
That's right.
What are your rights against the Park Police? What are your rights against the police departments that are operating here and have invaded the District of Columbia? What are your rights? From this day forward, when we leave here, a team of legal observers will fan out across the district. And these legal observers are going to be patrolling and monitoring the National Guard, monitoring the Park Police, monitoring the Federal Police, and monitoring the MPD in this hour. We want to tell the head of police of this city, Miss Pamela Smith, Miss Pamela Smith, out of fear for your job, do not become a stool pigeon and a foot soldier for Donald Trump against your own people. Pamela Smith, head of the Metropolitan Police Department, do not let the threats, the bullying, and the intimidation of Donald Trump cause you to turn the Metropolitan Police Department officers against your own residents and citizens simply to please the president and to try to keep your job in this hour. And so once again, here's a man that had been beset upon by droves of police officers in this city, beset upon him, forced to give up his ID, forced into a search, forced to have his constitutional rights violated, all in the name of a crackdown, in the District of Columbia. Here's another man over here, arrested, taken to jail. Come here, brother. Here's another brother, arrested, taken to jail, taken through the court system. For what? For nothing. For what? For no valid reason at all. They're not going to speak today because all of the victims are being gathered and they're going to come speak soon. Right now, this is a heavy atmosphere of intimidation.
Yes, it is.
But they are out here taking a stand to let you know that though you may have violated their rights, they have a right to stand for self-determination, and they're taking a stand here today. We want to reiterate what your rights are. Hold that, Mr. Barnett. What your rights are in the District of Columbia when it comes to being stopped, when it comes to being searched, and when it comes to having to answer questions to the National Guard or the police department. There's one of them right there. Oh, National Guard member right there running around here. We don't want the National Guard here. We don't need a military occupation. Okay. We've already had a military occupation in the District of Columbia. We believe that the National Guard and the military occupation is the first step into rounding black people up and putting them in detainment camps here in Washington, D.C. and around the United States of America. We believe that. Now, we want you to know what your rights are when dealing with the police. The question is, when can you be detained by the police? The police do not have a right to detain you just because they feel like detaining you. The police do not have a right to stop you unless they have a valid reason to stop you. The police cannot stop and question you or detain you unless they have reasonable suspicion. That's called reasonable suspicion. What is it called?
Reasonable suspicion.
What is it? What is it called again?
Reasonable suspicion.
Reasonable suspicion means they have to have a reason to believe that you are wanted for committing a crime.
That's right, huh?
Reasonable suspicion means that they have to have facts to show that you are involved in committing a crime. Everywhere right now across the District of Columbia, detainments are being conducted. People are being stopped and frisked, and they have not been accused of a crime. They are not being sought of for a crime, and there's no reasonable suspicion of them committing a crime, yet they're being detained and having their rights violated all across the District of Columbia in this hour. But we want to let the public know that if you're on foot, a police officer can only stop and investigate you if he has a reasonable suspicion of a crime. If he doesn't have a reasonable suspicion and you're stopped, we want you to call and text Black Lawyers for Justice right away at 240-688-0735. Do not allow police officers to stop and question you. Well, you say, how do I know if I'm being detained? The way you know that if you're being detained by the police is you ask the police officer, am I free to leave? If they come to you asking you and talking to you, the first question you say is, officer, am I free to leave? If he says that you are not free to leave, that means you are being detained. But even if you're being detained, you don't have to answer any questions. Even if you are being detained by the police, you don't have to show ID. Even if you are being detained by the police, they only have a right to search you for a weapon. That's it. They don't have the right to go in your wallet. They don't have a right to go in your pocket. They don't have the right to search your entire body. They only have the right to search you during a detainment for an obvious bulge or a weapon on you. Otherwise, they have to raise the hell up off of you. And this is what we want the people in the district to recognize. Don't allow the police to search your body. Don't allow the police department to search your pockets. Don't consent to any search at all. Don't consent to a search of your body. Don't consent to a search of your vehicle. Don't give the police the ability to search at all.
That's right.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
We're not going to lay down just because somebody said that there's a crime problem. Who said it was a crime problem? The chief criminal of the United States of America, the president of the United States. Now, you have a right to remain silent at any time you're approached by the police, and this is what we're telling the people in the District of Columbia. Don't talk to the police. Don't speak to the police. Exercise your right to remain silent. If they ask you for your ID, you don't have to give them your ID. If they say, show me your identification, you don't have to show them for your identification. If you're stopped or detained by the police, you should remain silent and make them put up or shut up.
That's right.
Either they're going to take you to jail for a charge or they're going to raise up off of you. And those are the only two choices. You're either going to take the person to jail or you're going to leave them the hell alone.
Right.
And this is the part of the legal education that we're going forth in the community. You say, if I'm stopped at a checkpoint, first of all, if you're driving a vehicle, yes, it is true. You have to show a driver's license, because by getting a driver's license, there's an implied consent that if you're stopped, that you must show that you're a valid driver. But the checkpoints in the District of Columbia that's being ran by the National Guard and ran by the federal police, these checkpoints are being ran illegally. These checkpoints are picking and choosing who they pick out. These checkpoints, in order to be legal under the United States Constitution, they are supposed to check every single car that comes through the checkpoint. But at these checkpoints, they're picking out the young black male, picking out the black man to stop, stopping you all, searching your car, searching your vehicle, searching your person, and they're violating the Constitution, and they can be held accountable for that.
That's right.
They can be sued in court for that. They can have their assets taken for that. But the only way they're going to do it is you exercise your right.
That's right.
So every person in the District of Columbia, everybody in our community, if you're stopped at a checkpoint and you see that people are being allowed through the checkpoint, but they're only stopping you at the checkpoint, call Black Lawyers for Justice at 240-688-0735 because you have had your constitutional rights violated.
That's right.
Your constitutional rights are being violated and your human rights are being violated. Okay, so if you're driving a car, yes, they have a right to ask you for your driver's license if they stop you, but that's it. If you're asked for permission to search your car while you're being stopped by any of these police officers, deny them permission to search your car. Stand up and say, no, I do not consent. No, I do not consent. To say what?
No, I do not consent.
Louder.
No, I do not consent.
When they ask you to search your car, what do you say?
No, I do not consent.
Man, can I search your car, Mr. Hunter?
No, I do not consent.
Can I search your car, Mr. Barnett?
No, I do not consent.
Can I search your car, Mr. Bilal?
No, I do not consent.
Do I have consent to search your person?
No, I do not consent.
Do you give consent to search your person?
No, I do not consent.
Do you give consent to search your body?
No, I do not consent.
Do not consent. Do not consent to a search of your person. Do not consent to a search of your automobile. And certainly do not consent to a search of your house. We've seen officers here breaking down doors in the District of Columbia. Breaking down doors and going to a house.
That's right.
You cannot go into a house in the District of Columbia unless, if you're a police officer, unless you have a search warrant. Unless you have a what?
Search warrant.
You can't go unless you have a search warrant. Or unless you're chasing a felon and you witness a fleeing felon go into the house yourself, you cannot go into that house. But they're violating it all over the District of Columbia. And this is why we're asking you to contact Black Lawyers for Justice, because somebody is going to stand up and fight for you.
That's right.
As we conclude, can you be arrested without probable cause? Can you be arrested without probable cause? The answer is no. You cannot be arrested. You cannot be taken to jail unless there's probable cause that you have committed a crime. All throughout the District of Columbia, they are taking people to jail without probable cause. They have intimidated the population and we're pushing back. Can I film the police doing their job? Can I film the police? That's the question. Can I film the police? The answer is yes, you can film the police. And the answer is yes, you must film the police. You have a legal right to film the police doing their job as long as you don't interfere with them doing their job.
That's right.
And that means to stand only at a reasonable distance. If the police are stopping or detaining you, you must film them. You must turn that camera on and you must film them. And you give us the footage because we want that footage at 240-688-0735. Film the police under all circumstances. Follow the police under all circumstances. We're sending out patrols to film and follow the police starting tonight, and we want those videos returned to us at 240-688-0735. Okay? And so that concludes our announcement for now. We'll be back, and we want to again reiterate our main 3 points. We are opposed to the military occupation of the District of Columbia by National Guard troops by a host of federal agents that are running around here, and we're opposed to the Metropolitan Police Department acting as foot soldiers for Donald Trump, and they are going to be sued in federal court by Black Lawyers for Justice, and they're going to be held accountable as individuals. Each individual officer, I want you to understand this right now. When you lay a hand on somebody in these streets without rights, when you search anybody in these streets without right, when you violate their Fourth Amendment rights without legal justification, we're going to sue you, and we're going after your bank account, we're going after your cars, we're going after your houses, and we're going after you personally. Right. And we want you to ask yourself, is the man who you're putting your assets on the line for, is the man who you are out here aggressively attacking the people for, is he gonna stand up for you when that time comes? When you are out here being a monkey for Donald Trump, is Donald Trump gonna come to your defense and your aid when that time comes? And I doubt it. So you ask yourself that personally, especially officers who look like us and are from our community, who are out here carrying out the orders of Donald Trump. If you carry out his orders, you're going to be held accountable, and he will not have your back, and he will leave you hanging. And lastly, leave the mayor of this city alone. We don't agree with all of her policies, but certainly she's a Black woman, and we don't like to see her getting bullied in this hour. And therefore, we as Black men are standing up. What do we want?
Justice.
And when do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
And when do we want it?
Now.
All right, that's it. We thank you for taking your time. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Nope. I think I'm good.
I think
You're
we're
good. All right, thank you so much.
Yeah,
All right,
what
again.
network are you representing?
DC News Now.
DC News Now.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.